guys, so my name is Winston on Cowboy Ranch Life YouTube channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to go subscribe down below and click the like button and the notification little bell so then you can be clued in when our videos hit the YouTube channel. Today is part 2 of the first generation Dodge pickup repairing of everything, guys. We're going through a lot of stuff. So we got some of the parts here. We're getting work through it. It's turning into a bigger project than I thought, so let's start looking at some of the parts and see what we've got done so far today, and then we'll go from there.
Alright, so as you can see, Winston is working on cleaning the gasket off his rear differential. We got the brake caliper and hub back on. So he's just gonna clean that to get it all. The old gasket was in pieces when it came out, or it came off, so we'll just clean that up so then there's a chance of no leaks, and we'll put some new gasket sealant back on there. So there's an update for the 90 Black Dodge. Alright, so we're changing the motor oil also on the Black 90. Hopefully you guys can see this, but the filter for these are right in there. You can just see the edge of it right there. So there you can see it a little bit better. We got a new one of them, so then it'll filter the oil. And then there's our pan for draining. Looks like it's all drained out, but you can see there's oil in there, so it looks like we got it drained out. So we'll just put the plug and start filling it. So he's just finishing snugging the bolts. He put some gasket compound on there. This is the stuff we used. It's gasket sealing compounds. That's hard. So that's the stuff we use. There's multiple kinds, but that's just kind of what we had, so that's what we used. But he's tightening, and then we'll put some 80-90 gear oil, and then we probably will put some Lucas in there, some Lucas stop sealant, just to help soften the seals and some of that to keep it from leaking. We often put that in there to help preventive. That seems to help us. So he'll just finish snugging and then fill that up with oil.
Alright guys, so as you know, we've got our fuel tank set up here. Justice, flip on the aftermarket pump. You can hear that. Not sure why that's there. Anyway, you can hear that. And if you guys get ready, we're going to start the engine. Justice just got done finishing putting the oil in it and the stop leak oil to make sure the engine runs clean. And we just got done putting the oil filter on it. So Justice, hit the key. Alright, try 2. For some reason the fuel must have drained back. Try again. We're not leaking oil. Alright, so must have just been that the fuel drained back. So let's just try it one more time just to make sure that everything's alright, I guess. Oh yeah. Starts on a dime like an old first gen should. Alright, well, with that said, guys, we've got a lot of stuff done to this truck this morning. We got got the rear end all put back on and together and filled with oil. We got our brake line finished, if you can see that there. And so now, the hub's not on. I've got to adjust the brakes a little bit to make sure that they're all the way out and active. And then we should be good to go. And then the old first gen will be back on the highway. And if you guys see this truck on the roads, don't forget to wave really big or honk at me or make me think that I'm just losing my mind, because I think that'd be pretty darn funny. But anyway. Alright guys, so the truck needed shocks because the others had been bent up and ruined. So we put this kind on just to, like before. The parts we use are just from a local parts store. But actually, Justice did most of this work because I was working on something else. If you can see that, they're yellow. Not my favorite color in the world, but it's what works. So there, and that should make the truck ride a lot better. So now we got our spring pliers, which are these bad boys. You can see that. Got a hook on one end and then this piece on another. We're going to use that to take the springs all apart in there. Because if you guys can see this, the pads are wore down a little bit. They're about 30% wore. We wouldn't normally change them, but while they're in there, we thought we might as well go ahead because it's a deal to get it all back off. So we got our new packs of pads. We'll put all them in there, and the truck will have new brakes also. So with no further ado, let's get started on that. Alright, so now that we've got it all dismantled, as you can see there, we've got the old brake pads here, which I'll compare to the new ones. You can see the thickness difference. These are worn down quite a bit, and they're just old. They're going to start falling apart, so that's the reason we're changing them. This right here is a mechanism that you can adjust the brakes from the exterior of the drum. And also, if you have a vehicle like this and everything's in working order, you should be able to go in reverse and hit the brakes and it'll adjust your brakes for you. So this thing was froze up, and I've got it with enough WD-40 and pipe pliers. I got it to where it'll kind of move back and forth a little bit. You guys can see that. Anyway, so now we're going to install that back into there, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now for a little bit of detailed looking. As you can see, there's the new pads. The spring goes from this hole. There's multiple holes depending on your springs. I chose that one. Back behind that is the exact same. And then down below, make sure to get this little piece that, like I explained earlier, helps adjust what I froze up there, which spreads the pads out, and so on. So as you can see, we needed to put this spring that goes to over there on. We need to put this spring on, which there's one on that side also, and then we need to put this one on. Always make sure that your little slave cylinder notches are in the correct spot, otherwise your brakes won't work correctly. Also make sure on your pads when you purchase them, there's only 2 out of the 4 that have those little pegs sticking out to put all this stuff on, and it's been a mistake that's been made by me personally. I've put the 2 pegged ones on one side, and then I don't have the pegged one on the other side, and I've had to take it all back off, so make sure to always do that, so you only have 1 peg on each side, unless for some reason your pads come with 4 pegs. So it's always something to check before you start into it. So I guess with nothing else to say, let's get started on putting them back together. Also wanted to explain, this hanging here is the emergency brake. The emergency brake has never worked on this truck, so the person before me actually unhooked it. So I'm just going to fold it back around and keep it unhooked because it's useless to me. So let's get started.
Alright guys, so he's just about ready to back this out of the shop. We're all done. This is our favorite part of the job, to see the finished product and it finally to go out of the shop. So we're going to move on to the next one, and he's going to back this out. Alright, so, quick disclaimer there. It started and it was a little rough. We did just replace a fuel filter. So, that's probably why it was that way. We thought it was a little dirty, so we just replaced that. So now he's just making sure that we have brakes and working them in a little bit.
Alright guys, so I thought I'd explain a couple tools before we end this video. These are spring pliers. If you guys saw me use those, they got that hook on that end. They're specially built. They've also got this funky looking thing on this end. So that's what you guys saw me use to put on the brake springs. Also, this little tool right here helps tighten the brakes up after the hub and everything is on. I was not able to get a video of that, but that's how you tighten them afterwards, because you can tighten and adjust the brakes after the hub and everything's on and even the wheels are on. So, with that said, guys, we are done with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the thumbs up button, and comment with any questions you may have, tips, or helpful things that you think might help me and others that are viewing this video. Also, don't forget to go follow us on Instagram for things that might not be featured on this YouTube channel. So hope you guys enjoy it, have a good day, and we'll catch you on the next video.